Welcome back into Delphine's Handcrafted. I'm Deborah.
I'm Jasmine.
And we are here doing another podcast. Welcome back to those of you that are returning, and welcome into those of you that are new. We hope that you subscribe and hit the little bell notification if you enjoy our video. So first we're going to talk about our goals. We always start with our goals from last time. My goals was to continue and finish the section I was on the Cottagecore Mosaic blanket and figure out the colors for the next section, which is using multiple colors, and to continue working on my knitted sweater, finish my granddaughter's crocheted sweater for Christmas, and what am I forgetting, Jasmine?
Working on your sweater. Did you say that?
Yeah, I did say that.
The Lenny Kravitz shawl?
Oh, yes, the Lenny Kravitz shawl. To finish the Lenny Kravitz shawl that I started with encouragement from my Fairy Treasures, another YouTube channel. And Jasmine, what were your goals?
I wanted to finish my niece's sweater, start my brother's socks, and finish my other brother's sweater.
So we'll see if we got to those and got them finished. Alright, so first we are going to start with finished objects. I think I'll go first since I have two. The first one, I did finish my granddaughter's sweater. So I had mentioned this and linked it in the last podcast. That's the back. This is the front. So it said it had a hood, but it's more like a cowl sort of type thing.
Maybe a turtleneck.
It's finished off with this twisted cord that you make yourself. I could not use the blue yarn that was in this colorway for the ribbing at the sleeves and the bottom because I did not have enough. So I tried probably 5-6 different colors. Didn't really like the way any of them worked. So I ended up just using white. But that is the finished product. And I'm pretty happy with it. And it should fit her.
I think it looks nice.
So...
was that like a herringbone?
Yes,
stitch?
that was made with the herringbone stitch. So that's my first finished object. And my second one is something I started when Jeannie Smiley was doing her live stream, Butterfly Dreams Crochet, I think, and more. She had started a crochet along this Hobby Lobby pattern. It's just called Shawl and Scarf. I don't think there's another name to it. It is a free pattern. She had started doing it during her live. I don't usually work along with them. I usually do my own, whatever I'm working on during that. But I thought it looked nice and I wanted to do something different. So I went ahead and started and then I finished it. So this is the finished shawl. I did not use 3 main colors and then the accent color like they did. I still have the ends to weave in, but I consider this done. So this is the finished shawl. She suggested putting, using a one size larger hook to make it more drapier. I did not, and I'm fine with this. I used a lilac accent color there. You can see right here. It's in 3 places. It's like near the end here and then up here in this white also, even though this isn't really, the colorway is not white. So the yarns that I used for that, I was doing some stash busting. So I used this roving divination ice cream yarn in blueberry pie. It has some like really muted colors. I really did enjoy working with this yarn. It felt really soft and it worked really well. And then the skein's pulling apart, but I used Caron Simply Soft Heathers. These are all acrylics and 4 weights, and the color is Gray Heather. So that's what I used for the gray part. And then I don't have the lilac for some reason, but it also was
Was it
the Caron Simply Soft 2, I believe, in the lilac color. I don't know what I did with it. I had it out. So that's what I made that out of. It turned out really nice. It feels really soft, and it feels like it's going to be warm. So I think I'll like it.
That it?
So Jasmine, what's off your hooks and needles?
So I did finish my niece's sweater, which was using the... Can you hold this? Mm-hmm. Which was using the Cozy Wool Merino in the color gray and the color fuchsia, which is a discontinued yarn. Which I'm pretty sure we got that during that Michael's like big clearance sale.
That's where I got those yarns too. Even the heather gray. It was with the clearance yarns.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So I got that. I think I said this last time. I think this was using the stitch count from the Tin Can Knits patterns for the size, what is it, like 4 to 6. And then I used a color work chart from a free drops pattern. Then I have 2 other finished objects, both of which I started and finished in the time in between podcasts. So the first one is this sweater from Petite Knit, the Ankers Pullover, I think is what it's called. Let me see. Ankers sweater from Petite Knit in the 3 to 6 month size for my other niece.
And you used...
And that was using, I don't have it with me, but the Rainbow Cotton 8/8, 8 to 8, I don't know, in the color 43. And then I also, I'm holding it, but I forgot about it. I did this moss stitch, I almost called it a sweater, hat for my Aunt Jeannie.
And what kind of yarn did you use?
The Loops and Thread Charisma, I don't know, in the color Mist. Yep, just plain.
So we did pretty good finishing some things. Obviously, we did not finish everything. At least I didn't, that I had goals to do. But
I had some issues that caused me a major setbacks.
Yes. And our dog got very ill, and we've made some trips to the emergency vet, so that took some time away from us. The emergency vet is an hour away. So that's our finished objects. Still, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so whips. I still have my Lenny Kravitz shawl.
Thank you.
Haven't finished it yet. I did continue, whoops, the big needle's getting stuck on everything. They are huge. I did finish this section here with the sort of like reddish and brown together, and I started the, I guess it's more burgundy and gray section. So I just have to do 2 more sections. I'll finish this, then I'll hopefully have enough yarn to do this in about the same amount, and then this. So I did not prioritize this Lenny Kravitz shawl this time. I did get some done, but there were some other things that needed to get done, so it's quite big. Yeah, so maybe next time. Not sure. And do you want to do one while I'm pulling out something?
Sure. So, let me just quickly go over this. I previously was doing a Tin Can Knits sweater pattern for my brother for Christmas. And I can't even remember what that sweater was called right now, but I was doing a tin can knit sweater, but I converted it to a DK weight because the pattern was originally, I think, worsted weight. So I converted it to a DK weight, and I must have written down, I did the math and I double checked all of the math and it was correct, but I must have, whenever I moved it over to the sheet where I was writing it down all on one paper, I must have wrote down one of the increase things wrong, because I increased it on what the original pattern said rather than what the math I came up with said, like on one of the increases. So by the end of the yoke, which I got to the end of the yoke and I did not figure it out until then, that I messed up one of the increase rounds. So I was off on my stitch count by quite a bit. And I was like, I am not going, like, it was enough that I was like, I'm not going to rip back to that increase section, because that would have been ripping back like 40 rows to fix it. And I was like, I'm not doing that, and not going to restart the whole thing. So I just decided to rip the entire thing out, and I am making a different sweater for him, which I started and I am on the body of now. Is it called the Pierre Pullover? Is that what it's called? Oh my goodness.
I believe so. It's by Stephen West.
It's something like that. I closed my thing that I had it written down on. But if I could get it out, that'd be great as well. It's still using the main... It's also covered in hair because I was watching our dog when she was sick, and so she was kind of laying on it. It's using the same Premier Basics DK in the color navy, which is what the main color was for the other sweater, but I'm on the body. But this has led me to thinking, I think I'm only going to finish this sweater for Christmas and make my other brother a hat or something, and then give him a sweater later on. Because because of having to restart completely, I definitely am not going to have time to make another sweater.
Yeah, I really like the changes in the stitches on that.
Yeah.
So we will definitely link that below.
Poor thing is covered in hair, though.
The next thing that I did work on, I did finish that section of the Cottagecore blanket, which was this section here. And I began the next section, which is about 40 rows high, and it's going to take quite a while because right now I've only had to switch off 3 colors, as you can see, in rows. It's houses, and there's windows, and there's trees, a chimney. I can't remember if there's smoke. I'm about to the point where I need to make the windows, which I think it's like a cream color or a yellowish color for the windows. But I did get it started, so I'm moving along on that slowly. That will take a while. These don't usually take me that long, but the switching up the colors, you have to carry them the whole way across the row. So that just takes a while for me. But it's going to be huge whenever it's done. And I think there's still 2 or 3 more sections that are not very big after this house section.
I did have it written down.
Okay, next.
So as one of my goals was, I wanted to start my brother's socks that I make him for his birthday. And I did indeed do that. And I decided to do them 2 at a time, which I hate doing socks 2 at a time, but I also was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll get them done quicker. But I'm not actually getting them done quicker. I tend to go slower with 2 at a time because I don't like it. But it's whatever. I finished the leg and the heel flap and heel turn. And I am now just on the gusset decreases, which it's... I guess I can show you the back of them. This is using the Patton's Croy sock yarn in 50s stripes? Is it 50s? Yeah, 50s stripes.
So you're pretty much just to the foot, but you're going to be doing the foot soon, right?
Yeah, after I finish decreasing the gusset. And then it's
so socks will be done.
Yep.
The next whip was not something started last time. I can't remember if we even talked about this. But as usual...
I don't think we did. Because I think she sent a message about it right after the podcast.
Yes. After we already plan on making something for Christmas for grandchildren, my granddaughter's mother sent me this picture that said, can you please make this for my 2 granddaughters, one newborn, one 4-year-old, and it was very dark colors, like reds and blues and greens and yellows and brown, like tons of colors. It was a poncho and it had a hood with ears, and I contacted her and said, do you want those colors? Because I don't have all those colors in those deep of colors. Like I knew it was a drop stitch thing on there, and she said, no, I just wanted a poncho with a hood, and can you make it like with unicorn hair? She comes up with this stuff. So I am very unsure about baby sizes when I'm making things that I haven't made before. So I found this baby poncho, which I did not look up. It's a YouTube video. I'll link it below. I can't remember what it was called, but it was this, it was made with pink and white, but she definitely wanted the multicolors. So this is the baby poncho without the hood. There's still strings everywhere. So has some V stitches. There's a couple different stitches in this. And what I used, another Stashbuster, because I really didn't want to have to go buy a bunch more yarn. We got these on clearance. Mm-hmm. Was this Michael's?
Yep.
The Baby Delight yarn. So, got threads everywhere. Baby Delight. There we go. It's a 3-weight. This one is...
It's not 100% acrylic. I think it has...
This one color is tan. 70% acrylic, 30% polyamide. So this is tan. I didn't have a lot of colors to choose from on this, so I went with what I had for stash busting. This colorway is Pastel Lilac. And this one, I have no idea because it literally became a big jumbled mess, but it's some kind of apricot. And then I think we only had two of these. Mm-hmm. This one is mint. So I had to watch, what's with our greens? They just aren't showing right lately. I did have to watch with how big I made certain stripes. Like hers were all like maybe 2 rows. I don't know. On the picture that she sent me that I had to figure out from. So I just was trying to figure out how to use what I had because we have a lot more of the apricot and purple lilac. Don't necessarily like this ruffle thing going on here. I tried to not even use it because I knew I wasn't going to like it. And if I hadn't, it would have looked very strange because you literally double this row in size. And then it would have looked sort of like this. So I had to put the ruffle in to make it work. She has quite an interesting bottom here. She like makes you do a row here and then tack it on and do another row here. Not sure I like that either, but it still needs the hood. I have to then add ears and figure out unicorn hairs, and then the baby's one will be done. But the hood shouldn't take me that long.
Horn?
Oh, yeah, I'll probably have to figure out a horn too. Baby's one shouldn't take me very much longer once I figure out what I'm doing with these ears and horn. But I might honestly I have to make one. She wanted one for both girls, so I have to make one that's pretty much the same for my 4-year-old granddaughter. So I don't know if I'll just wait. I think I'll just wait for the horn and hair and ears, whatever, until I get them both done so I know they're done. So that's a whip.
And my last whip. So while I was watching a TV show with her, and I felt the need to knit on something, but I didn't want something that I needed to constantly be looking at whenever knitting. So I decided to cast on I think it's a Musselburgh hat by, I think it's pronounced Isolde Teague, something like that. Using a stash yarn, one of the Hobby Lobby hand-dyed fingering weight yarns in the color Plush Blush. And I'm also using it as a yarn holder. So, let me just take that out. But, looks like this so far. Not much to show, other than the fact that it's a...
And you've made a Musselburgh before that we've shown.
I've made like
2 or
3, I think.
Mm-hmm. So how are you liking the yarn? I think this is the first hand-dyed Hobby Lobby that we've used for hats. No?
No, I made a Musselburgh.
Oh, that's right.
Out of one before. And I liked that one as well. It works fine. And my other one still looks like it was like just knitted, so it's not like it didn't get damaged very quickly.
You're going to lose stitches playing with it.
They're not falling off.
All right. So, the last whip that I have, which is plenty of whips at this point, is my knitted sweater, which I was going to work on it just a little bit, but then I got in this mood and I decided to keep going. So I actually finished the yoke, and separated for the sleeves, and have, I don't know how many inches, that's probably 4 or 5, maybe 5 inches for the body. So I am just on the body now. So I will continue to knit as I get time or just feel like it. Just going around and around and around, no increase. So this is my sweater so far. It's definitely grown in size. And I'm still liking it. Feels soft. I think it'll be nice once it's finished. It's going to be a while though because it's not my priority, but like I said, last time I just picked it up and just kept knitting. So sometimes I guess I just get in the mood to use the smaller yarns. I think the problem with the Lenny Kravitz shawl is those big knitting needles are hard for me. They hurt my hands. So I do like using the bigger yarns, but those huge knitting needles are just a little much for my hands, I guess. So we're done with whips?
Yep.
So we have quite a few things that we're still working on and we need to get done. So there you have it. Our whips. So we did not finish some things and we started some new things.
And I had to restart something.
Yes. So we're on a different path than we were since the last podcast. So next we have acquisitions. I guess I'll go first. So Jasmine had made that moss stitch hat. I will be also making a moss stitch scarf. So we got just enough yarn. Black Friday shopping. Was it Friday? Did we go Friday?
Yes, we went Friday.
We don't usually go Black Friday shopping, but we waited till near the end of the day, and we got that Charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah, the bulky 5-weight in the color Mist, and I think it was buy two get one free, which isn't much of a different deal than honestly Michael's often has. We also got one skein. This is the only one they had of the cotton painterly cakes, which is a medium 4-weight, 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. Jasmine liked the colorway, and I decided, I think it was $5. It was on clearance. The color is Rosette. There we go.
Which does look washed out. Something in our camera.
Yeah, it looks a little bit washed out, yeah. But it's pretty. Definitely looks like a rosette color.
So we also, well, I guess I'll just go over what we got at Joann's on Black Friday as well. We got, well, I got the Big Twist Shine, which is a DK weight, I think 100% acrylic, I would assume. Yeah, 100% super bright acrylic. In the color Sage Green, which is that. And the color Amethyst.
These were on sale?
Yes. I don't remember what Joann's sale was for yarn, but they were on sale. And I got what I'm hoping is enough to make a sweater out of for, like a colorwork sweater. But I also did not actually read them in the store, so I didn't know that they were DK weight, so I'm not entirely sure if they're actually enough. Mm-hmm. That's what I get for not paying attention.
I also have some plans to just make some scrubbies out of tulle, yeah. For Christmas, just as little extras. And I forget, how much was this? A yard?
It was was it 60 something cents?
Yeah. It wasn't very much. It might have been something. Like 85, I think. But a yard, and then two of the colors that I got had just about 10 inches more, and they give that to you if it's the end of bolt. They give it to you at half the price of what it was. So then I got like 10 inches more at 40 cents a yard, or 43 or whatever. But I just picked, I don't have a clue what these colors are, except they're reddish.
So in person, this looks a bit more cranberry than it's looking on screen.
And this definitely is a deeper green than it's looking on screen.
Yep.
And there's another color somewhere. Don't know where it went. Oh, here it is.
Oh, it's
and then it's like a navy blue.
Yep.
There we go. Navy blue.
Which that did look more accurate.
Yeah, the green's looking a little more accurate with that blue behind. I think the light's not helping. So I'm just going to cut that up and make some scrubbies for some people.
Yep.
Out of that.
And that was everything we got on Black Friday.
The next thing that we acquired is from Knitting Cords at Etsy, and they're called Stitch Keeping Cords and Stitch Toppers. And one came with a gold tin, one came with a rose gold tin. You get to pick the colors you want. So I purchased two of these, and the tins are screw top.
Yep.
You want to explain them?
So if you've ever seen like the Knitting Barber cords, that's essentially what these are, which are also like essentially the same thing as like those pony bead cord things that you make like kids bracelets and stuff out of, and other things. I don't know what else you make out of them, but it's like a craft thing. But you shove a needle in the tube, You kind of pull it through it's on your needles, and it's a way for like trying on like sweaters, putting your stitches on hold. That's what I use them for a lot.
She does list a length, interestingly enough. But she must get these things in bigger things and then cut them, because I have them the same, and this one is literally this much longer than the other one. You can pick the colors. I did not pick these together. Jasmine took out the colors she liked.
Yep.
But there's like a orangish pink, I don't know, and a purple.
Like
and
coral, and a purple. I stole.
She didn't steal. She just switched colors.
One of them. I don't remember which one. I have like a neon green and a neon yellow.
These really don't smell good.
No, they smell like plastic.
I was like, ooh. And the other thing that came in, they're stitch stoppers, and they're sort of like what you have at the end of cords, like if you have a
like on sweatshirts.
Yes.
Oh, like tracksuits.
Yes.
At least growing up, I had tracksuits that had them.
So you push the thing, put your needles in, let go, so you can put both knitting needles in at the same time. That was interesting to me, so I don't have to keep putting a stopper on both and then risk them falling off. I think these are going to hold really tight. I haven't tried them yet. Have you?
No, because I wanted to keep them with the stuff so that we could show them. I also switched the colors of these.
So I have
yellow
purple
and
and
purple.
yellow. And Jasmine has...
I keep dropping them. I have orange and green. Orange and green. So, I also took the rose gold tin because I like rose gold.
And I have the gold tin. So once they came, Jasmine real quickly chose what she wanted out of the mix. But they come in the tins. Whatever you actually ordered, the color you actually order comes in the tin that you chose. I think I got to choose the color of the tin. I can't remember. I think so. I'm having a hard time getting this one closed because I must have them in there wrong. But yes, I have the gold tin. Next, we got our monthly Knit Crate subscription. You want to explain the difference this month?
Well, we got both the normal one that we normally get and...
It's the Knit and Crochet Club.
Okay, yeah, that. Sorry, I didn't know the name.
That's okay.
And we decided to try the... Is it just called the sock?
Mm-hmm.
The sock box? But we made the decision to try that this month. And I guess we can go over that one first.
And once again, when I ordered the sock box, I let it up to them to choose the colorway sort of type. So it was a surprise.
So the sock box came with this as an extra. It's a cat trinkles.
Yep, Cottagecore. Buttons and tools are lovingly designed. They're from Rhode Island. So all it is this cute little felt lamb with a
tapestry
yes,
needle.
But it looks sharp. So that's what we got. Felt with a needle.
Is it sharp? I didn't look at it very closely.
So that was the extra. They always come with extra. Just to let you know, the sock box comes with 1 skein of yarn usually. It still is 100 grams, correct?
Yes.
As the other box usually comes with 2 skeins of yarn, or you might get 4, you might get 1, depending if it's huge yarn. They both equal 100 grams. Price is about the same. So Jasmine's going to share what we got in the sock box for yarn.
We have 200 gram skeins.
Oh, 200. So the price is about the same. So even though with sock weight yarn, you're going to get more yarn
it's going to be a fingering weight
Yeah.
yarn.
Yeah. So you just have to sort of consider the prices. This card got ripped, but the theme for November was Forest of the Elves. Oops. Try this again. Forest of the Elves. And the colorways for, we'll just show you both. The Knit and Crochet Club and the Sock Club choices that we might have gotten. There we go. Sock Club could have been a greenish, reddish, or yellow, and we got...
So this is Vitellana's Delight Sock in the color Golden Birch. It's an 80% merino wool, superwash merino wool, and 20% nylon. Fingering weight, 400 yards or 100 grams. And it's like a, I don't know, sunflower yellow.
I'm putting that behind
parts.
because it does help with the color a little bit. So we got the yellowish one. We thought all of the Sock Club colors were beautiful. When I went back on to see if they were still for sale, the only one left was the yellow as of yesterday. So just tidbit of information also, if you watched our big yarn haul video that I said Knit Crate, the yarn haul that we got for really cheap, they don't have anymore if you want them. As of yesterday, they put them back on. I think they were put back on for the Black Friday sale. They are not at that stash sale price that we got them at. That was very reduced. But they were back on there. So if you want to check Knit Crate out, if you liked any of those yarns Jasmine and I showed in that the haul video, if you want to check out Knit Crate and see if they have them, they put them back on. They must have just kept them off in time for Black Friday and put them back on. So most of them were still back on there again.
Well, I don't usually use 80/20 sock yarn. Actually, I don't know if I've ever used 80/20. But this is very soft, which makes sense because it has more wool in it.
Okay, let's move on to the Knit and Crochet box.
Yep. So the extra, I said that this is perfect for you specifically because of what's on the front.
And I feel like we got one of these before in something. I don't know if somebody gave us one.
I don't know.
I remember taking it. But this is a little notebook with the grafting instructions on it.
On how to do a Kitchener stitch.
Yes, and it has interestingly enough, we got a pen again, but not by itself. It came with a little notepad. Has the elastic there to hold it. Has a nice little. It is pretty nice. Every once in a while we get these nice things and it's spiral bound. Just a little notebook. So that's our extra for the Knit and Crochet Club.
And in this, we actually got the color that we were hoping for this one, which is
La Brebis.
Puffo.
Yeah. So the yarn type is that La. It looks like in American brevis, but that is obviously not how you say this. And the type, it's by Knit Great, and it's Puffo. It's the yarn.
It's in the color Forest Mist. It's 100% fine Highland wool. It's a super bulky weight, 60 yards, 54 meters, and 100 grams. Hand wash only, dry flat. But it's very pretty.
How many yards was in that? 60?
Yes.
So we did get back on Knit Crate. That's why I got back on. We did order, I think, 2 more of those just so we had enough to do something with them that we might want to do. And I got 1 more of the yellow sock yarn because the yellow was all they had left. So they'll be coming at some point.
Which I wanted enough for a sweater out of this, but that would have been a very expensive sweater.
And if you become a member of the Knit Crate clubs, you do get a code each month to have an even more, you have a reduced member price, and then you can use this code, I think it's 1 time, and you get an even more reduction. But even with that Yeah, I forget just because of how much yarn you're going to need. It was going to be quite an expensive sweater, so we just chose to get like 2 more skeins of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very pretty.
Mm-hmm. It is. I really like the purples and grays. I always have liked purples and grays. I like purples and browns and purples and grays.
Mm-hmm. And it's greens.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love greens. And I like dusty purples like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I think that's all our acquisitions, I believe.
All right. That's our acquisitions. Not as many this time. We definitely need to slow it down.
Yes. Which...
But that's our monthly club, so that's expected. I think I'll wait and see what's in the next ones to decide if we'll keep going with the sock club, or maybe we'll see what's in both. And I may, because both gets a little expensive, so I may just, you can, what's it called? Like, take a break a month, and you can just like
put it on hold.
Yeah, put it on hold for a month. So, but you can see the colors. You have this very brief window that you can do that after you see the colors that are potential colors that you may be getting. So that's our acquisitions. What have you been up to besides the knitting and crocheting, Jasmine?
The same thing as you have. We've been watching. We started watching. Okay, well, no, technically, I had to stay and watch our other animals while she took our one dog to the emergency vet. So while she was at the emergency vet, I started watching Avenue 5. And then I proceeded to make her watch it with me. So I watched all of season 1 and all of what was out of season 2 by myself, and then the next day after finishing I made her watch them with me, so I watched all of it twice.
Which I do like it. Not my favorite, but I like it enough that I continued to watch it. It's a little bit off-kilter humor, I would say.
I enjoy the humor. And granted, I am by no means like I like bad movies. Like bad movies like that people like cringe at and stuff. Yeah. I like those kind of movies. So my stomach just growled. So I mean, I am not the best person to come to for recommendations on movies or TV shows, but I enjoyed that. And it kind of reminded me of, like, things like... Of which I didn't watch these things. I watched, like, 1 season of these things and then stopped watching them. But it reminded me of things like,
I think you said
Parks and Rec and The Office and, like, those kind of things. So, if you like those, you might like it. If you haven't watched it.
And we watched that on what?
It's on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
But I enjoyed that. And the main reason I started watching it, though, is because of Hugh Laurie being in it. Mm-hmm. Hugh Laurie. Is that how you pronounce it, Hugh Laurie? I've never been...
Which we do like him as an actor.
Yeah.
And I also started watching Shetland again. I guess I had only watched 3 seasons of it before, so I'm moving through seasons on that. And then Jasmine starts watching it in the middle of it and asking me all the questions on every single thing that's happening. And I'm having to repeat everything that happened because the same crime investigation happens the entire season. So
I'm a curious person, but I'm not a person who usually is able to start those kind of shows and then actually finish them. Like, I started... What is that one show that I've, like, I think it's over now. I think they stopped filming it. That show, iZombie, is that what it's called? Yeah. I literally started it the year that it came out, and I am still on season 1. I'm not a person who, for, like, a lot of shows, I'm not a person who can continue to watch them unless they're shows that I've previously watched and am just rewatching. Although there are a few that I will, like, it's usually a thing that if I'm capable of binge watching it in a short period of time, that's the shows that I'm going to actually finish. Of which I finished Avenue 5 because there's, like, 12 episodes in total. And then we also binge watched Wednesday. Netflix.
Oh, yes.
Netflix
the day it came out on Netflix, we watched it.
Yep.
Yes.
We were up very late that night. Mm-hmm. Very late.
So the goals is that's what we're doing next, right?
Yes.
So my goal is to finish that poncho for the baby. I have to get my 4-year-old granddaughter's matching ponchos started. The Lenny Kravitz shawl will get done when I get it done. I'll continue working on my sweater if I get to. Basically, the other things that I discussed as whips, I will just continue on them as I can because I have to get the poncho done for Christmas, since I did tell their mother I would get them done. So that's, yes, and I have no clue what I'm making anybody else for Christmas. So if I make something, I will, and if not, I won't. It may be a simple thing like scarf hat, don't know. We'll see.
And I need to finish my brother's socks, Josh's socks, because his birthday is going to be coming up very quickly. Mm-hmm. And then I need to finish, I just punched myself on accident. I need to finish the sweater that I'm making for my other brother for Christmas. And then I also need to start like a hat or a scarf or a cowl or something for Josh for Christmas, because the sweater's not going to happen and I'm just going to make a sweater and give it to him sometime after Christmas.
And Grandma's pillow.
Yes. I also have Grandma's pillow, but those are small sections, and I have it like almost half completed already. So I have like part of the 4th tile. I'm calling them tiles. That's not really what they're called, but I have like half of the 4th thing, and I need 8 total. So I'm almost halfway finished with that. But yeah, I also need to sew the bags, but I'm not that concerned about it. They're all, like, fabric's already majority cut, except for the one fabric. The rest of it's cut, and it won't take that long to sew them, so I'm not, like, majorly concerned about the bags. I can get those done in a day.
So we're moving along. I'm not going to make too much more plans. I can't stand having this many whips at one time. I need to get some more things finished. It's driving me crazy.
I can't stand having this many Christmas projects going at once. It's giving me anxiety.
Yes.
Which really, I knew I needed to do them before and plan them out before, but I had no idea what I wanted to do until a certain point, and then it was like already too soon to get them all done. So and we just had some like bad things happen that took time that we could not be knitting or crocheting.
So yes, so that's where we are. We've been very, very busy. We're going to have a very busy December, obviously, trying to get some things done in time for Christmas. Nothing like waiting, right? I keep saying, next year I'll plan ahead. And I probably will plan ahead, even if it's just making some small things. So we will talk about our goals for the upcoming year. Next year, or at the end of next month, maybe.
Maybe we should make a video about it. That way we're forced to.
Well, we're going to.
Oh, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, sorry, I'm behind.
So everybody have a wonderful week. You will be hearing from us again soon. Our podiversary is on December. Oh my, yes.
You're on the wrong month.
Yes, I knew it was December. Is it 4th?
I have no idea. It's something like that, I think.
You'll be hearing from us soon. So we will be doing something for that also. So everybody have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Be healthy. Take care. Bye.
Bye.